So ahead of the first press conference for Sergey Kovalev versus Canelo Alvarez, Sergey Kovalev has released a rather kind of humorous picture of Canelo, basically implying that he's only taking this Kovalev fight because he thinks Kovalev is old, washed up, and essentially it'd be like taking candy from a baby, rather than stay at middleweight and fight a Golovkin or Charlo or an Andre or Billy Joe Saunders. So that's kind of what it is. That's a little tweet, or not tweet, it was something that he put on his Instagram story, Sergey Kovalev did. No real saying towards it, but kind of implying that, Canelo is cherry picking, so to speak. And, in many ways, Canelo is. I do genuinely think that the Golovkin fight was what they originally had planned. Obviously, that went, tits up, so we didn't get that. It can still probably happen next year, but as opposed for this year, it's unlikely we're going to get it. Obviously, Cam Smith fights, didn't hear much of that. Stuff like that kind of happened to Billy Joe. Obviously, we didn't hear much of that. So realistically, it was we did hear about Jaime Munguia maybe being an option for Canelo. Never really saw that as happening, to be honest with you. But anyway, we have Kovalev versus Canelo. Kovalev obviously thinks that Canelo Alvarez's team are taking them lightly. No, I say maybe not strong, maybe not taking them lightly, but maybe see Kovalev as a down and out, as someone who's old, who's washed up, who's finished. Okay? Now, I made a video about a week or two ago when this fight was first announced, and I said that Kovalev is still dangerous. He's a good long-range boxer. He's got definitely punching power. Canelo may have a good chin, but you would imagine that Kovalev hits harder than a Golovkin or Danny Jacobs. So Canelo will want to be on his guard. But at the end of the day, you look at Kovalev and you think, he's in his mid-30s. He's not lived the cleanest life in the world. He was in a fight against Anthony Yarde where he did take a lot of abuse. And we're talking about a 2-month turnaround between the end of that fight and the first bell of this fight with Canelo Alvarez. So that kind of does lead many people to believe that, Kovalev, he has seen better days, and even if there is still a bit of life left in him, it's a very quick turnaround from having a difficult fight with Anthony Yarde to going straight back in there with an elite fighter, albeit at middleweight, still an elite fighter like Canelo Alvarez. So, that's one of the reasons why I'm picking Canelo. Obviously, styles, I think Canelo, good combination puncher, good body puncher, very fast. So, he'll have a lot of advantages against Kovalev. Kovalev have advantages too, in terms of reach, punching power, and natural size. But I just think Canelo's strengths play into his hand against Sergey Kovalev, especially this version of Kovalev we have. And so I think that, Canelo's going to win this fight. I've heard Eric Gomez, who said that this was the hardest negotiations they've ever had to do to make a fight. And, that's leading people to believe, because Kovalev is co-promoted, or essentially he has a deal of some kind with Bob Arum at Top Rank, as well as being promoted by Katy Duva Main Events. And I think Eric Gomez said that Katy Duva was fine to work with, but other parties made this fight very hard to negotiate. You would imagine that would be on the Top Rank side, because as I said before, Katy Duva runs Main Events from a gaff in New Jersey. So she really, if Canelo Alvarez's team come knocking, that girl is taking the bull by the horn. She is going after that Canelo money because, as I said, she runs her business from a house in New Jersey. She only has Kovalev. I don't know who else she has. I seriously don't know who else. I think, Evander Holyfield Jr. That's literally, I think, the only other fighter she has that I've heard of anyway. So, yeah, thoughts on that. Alvarez picking Kovalev over against the guys at middleweight. At the end of the day, the Charlo fight's very unlikely to happen. Demetrius Andre, I don't know if the zone would have wanted that fight, because I don't know if Demetrius Andre is built up enough for the Canelo fight. Because maybe they want Canelo in there with hard fights, but they also want him in there with people who are more known, if that makes sense. So, do I think a Demetrius Andre fight could happen? Yes. Do I think a Billy Joe fight can happen? Definitely, now that Billy Joe was on the zone with Eddie Hearn. Yeah, definitely, I think a Billy Joe fight can happen. Charlo, unlikely. Just given the fact Al Heyman, all that jazz that goes on. I think that's unlikely. But in terms of the other guys at middleweight, I don't think Canelo's ducking anybody. I think it's just negotiations going sour. And at the end of the day, we have Sergey Kovalev versus Canelo, which is still a decent fight in its own right. So that's my thoughts on this. Thoughts on Kovalev, almost saying like Canelo's only picking him because he's old. Well, I think that he's pretty much right there. I think Canelo is probably picking Kovalev because he has looked vulnerable, he has looked old, he has looked shaky, and I think it's Canelo's probably best chance, maybe his only chance to win a world title at light heavyweight. So that's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Do you think that this is a cherry pick? Do you think that Kovalev has enough life in him to deal with Canelo? Let me know down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe for new, and as always, I will talk to you after.